Welcome to another review. This time around we'll be looking at the FPS World War Pack, which normally goes for around $20, has a folder size of 330 megabytes approximately. Going over to the demo level, let's play. These are the instruction. I'll play at the normal speed so you can see the animation. You can right click and hold iron side down, walk around, and you can see from the shadow it's just an FPS arm. Can shoot, reload, and then reload from empty magazine. And melee and throwing grenade and hand weapon swap, although it doesn't change to the other weapons, but the animation is there. So let's change it to, we have to actually change the character for each weapon and not just change the weapons from the same character, but still this functionality is basic. This is MP40, same as the other one. Shoot, reload, reload from empty mag. Overall nice animations. And to my favorite, the steel hand granata. I love the animation, how you take out the cap. Oh, and it does push you. And these are the after effect or the VFX, the after explosion. You can see that there are some blackish things falling down. It's supposed to be debris. Going over to the overview map, we got the weapons, the arms, and the shells. And this side may not be that visible, so adding a light here will make it, let's see, yes. And you can see the fingerprint. That's really nice attention to detail. The collision is fine, but the MP40 doesn't have physics asset for some reason. Looking at lighting only view mode, there are good details on the meshes. Still, there are a lot of other details that do come from normal map. And looking at photo structure, we got the blueprints. I think we looked at it. The effects are using old cascade particles, meshes, materials, and textures. Looking at the texture dimension, 16 4K, 3 2K, 5 1K, and 9 512, and with 1 256. Yeah, there are flow maps also included. And this mask is roughness, metallic, and ambient occlusion, respectively, instead of typical ORM. For the meshes, static mesh counterparts are included. However, these are the skeleton mesh. This is for the arm. It does have LODs, and the vertex comes around 9000. An LOD 0, and the material slot, it has this one for the bullet. I'm personally not that fan of it. And this is the rake. I think it's pretty well rigged. However, I personally do not use these parts that or these extensions. And this is for what is this? Oh, okay, it's the magazine release, I believe. This is for the stock, and yes, I'm aware that the stock should be rotated in the opposite direction. And the P08, still it has around 5600 vertices, the same material slot, and this is the rig. I like how for both weapons there are sockets for things like muzzle flash and shell ejection. And for my grenade, or I should say my favorite grenade, There are static mesh counterparts for these beside the shell and bullet. Looking at the UVs, you can see that symmetrical parts are overlapped. And for the guns, the UV packing is very good. They're well packed, noise to space, and only a few parts are overlapped. I mean, I can understand sometimes some of the parts, I don't know, but like some of these parts could be overlapped still. And same for this pistol. The grenade is good, however, I think the sim happens in the same place for the top and the bottom. And for the materials, we got one for skin and the other ones are for VFX. And for the weapons, there is only one, I think, called Master Weapon or Weapon Master. Yes, Weapon Master. As for the animations, they are located inside the mesh folder. We got the animation for the arms and for the weapon. There was the animation blueprint. These are the montages. And for each individual animation, especially for the fire ones, it does have the VFX or notifiers for the VFX. I think I showcased those animations at the beginning. And one thing I forgot to mention is that each weapon does have an extra material called black, and for the arms they have there's two other variations, one dark skin and one is bloody. Well, I think this is a good pack, although considering the price there are a few meshes in here, but I think it's mostly for the animations and the FPS arm animations as well. It's well textured, it's well modeled, it's pretty well packed, has packed UVs, it has LODs, some parts are overlap or used in the UV space. On the other side, it uses the old Cascade VFX. More on that later. And barrels are like blocked and not hollow. As for weapons, I dislike the material slot for the bullet. I prefer if it wasn't there, but I think that can easily be removed. And the MP40 doesn't have a physics asset. That can also be made. And speaking of which, I said I'll talk about later. This pack is kind of old and hasn't even been updated to 5.0. So don't expect much support if you encounter an issue, but don't take my word for it because I haven't contacted the seller. So I don't know for sure, but keep that in mind if you plan to buy this pack. And have a great day.